Good day, everybody. Tim from Timber Visions here. So I'm going to do the demonstration of how this unload pallet's going to work for me. So as you can see here, the pallet underneath the log lift bag right here is setting upon the unload pallet. I have the back of the unload pallet strapped around my forks, and then I have these loops hooked to the hooks that I have on the bottom, and I have these boards up here in the front to keep the pallet underneath from going off with the bag. It should. We'll find out here, but this should work out, but I haven't done it yet, so we're gonna see it together. I'll get the tractor going here, and I'll lift it up, get over the, basically over the wheel wells, tip it forward until it drops into there. So I do have the truck, my pickup truck, Super Duty, hooked up to the pickup box trailer. So should be a pretty nifty show here. Okay, so I don't need to unload this, but I'm just doing it for the sake of demonstrating how this unload pallet's going to work. When I do this for orders, you know, firewood orders, I usually don't have the camera with me. I'm just trying to get things done. But this is going to end up being firewood that I put in my house. So not a big deal. I just carried it in the house, out of the trailer instead of out of the bag. So I'm going to give her a little more juice so the old hydraulics work a little nicer. So I try to get about halfway through. I don't want it to launch past the pickup box trailer and like onto the back of my truck. So I'm just trying to judge this. There she goes. Alright, so now I should be able to just drive up to it a little bit, lift up on it, and that firewood should stay in there. And I gotta have to lift the tilt. And that's where I get my height now, because my boom's up as high as it'll go. I'm gonna kind of pull it towards the middle a little bit. I lost a few pieces, but all in all, that ain't too bad. That's way better than trucking all that by hand. So my pallet stayed on there. I will probably have to switch to a chain to hold this thing so it doesn't, the unload pallet, so it doesn't slide so far away. But I'll get the tractor out of the way here. So all in all, I say that worked pretty good. What'd I lose? 4 pieces off the side. But yeah, you can kind of get an idea of how it mounted up there. Like I said, I lost 4 pieces off that one side. Opposite side of this. But, you know, move around by hand a little bit. Pretty good. And then you can kind of see how this ended up. So this pallet, see how it's lifted up? I'm gonna have to get put a board in the middle here because my forks protrude up. I had a little issues with that. See me or not? Yeah, you could probably see me there. I had little issues with that when I initially put this pallet full of wood on here because I went to lift it and I think the fork slid out, because if this slides forward at all, these forks stick out past it, see? In this spot here, this should be underneath here. If I put another board in the middle here, that should solve that issue. But, you know, it's a work in progress. It's got to figure out how it's going to work. These held pretty good on both sides, so I'm happy with how that turned out. All in all, I think it's pretty good. I do need to switch this from rope to a chain so I don't get stretched and have that slide down like it did a little bit. If I have a chain cut to the right length, hooks on each side, then I can just hook, and then keep this attached to my forks, keep it from sliding forward like it did here, where the forks tips could come out in between here. So need a little tweaking, but I did like how I had really good lift height ability, because this is 4 foot long. I think it's 43 wide, something like that. So it's not 4 foot wide, but so my 2x6 weren't big enough. But if I can get a board in the middle, or a couple 2x4s or something in the middle there to keep this from happening, and get a chain on the back, I think we'll be good to go. But like I said, you know, it's a perfect scenario to test this system out. You know, just doing it at my house on my own time, not when I have somebody's truck sitting there or trailer sitting there, and then figuring this stuff out then, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I did it for the video, but I also did it to do a test. So the first time I do it, I'm not doing it for a customer. I'm testing it out on my own stuff. So hopefully this clears up any questions or confusion, and I will put a link up here for the build video of this. It was a pretty simple build. You know, it's just 4x4s and 2x10s or 12s, whatever these. I think they're 2x10s. But yeah, definitely for the top here, I don't necessarily need to put one on the bottom for the top here. I definitely need to get a board or two in the middle there to keep the forks from poking through like you're seeing right now. But otherwise, real sturdy, really strong, really heavy. The thing is really heavy. I don't know how much it weighs, but I can drag it around, but it's heavy. Definitely got some weight to it, but I needed it to be because these things they weren't holding up. They're getting smashed every time I would dump. I mean, the first time it went flawlessly, and then every time after that, it was like something just didn't go right. I do want to touch on one thing. These side hooks for this style of bag, I think are going to work just fine. My front hooks, because I had one of my other style bags on here the other day, and these aren't quite high enough, I don't think. So I think I'm going to have to move these up, you know, an inch or two. That way, because there's just a center loop here on those bags rather than on the corners like this style. There's just a center loop, and I want to be able to get both of these hooks on that center loop, so I have, you know, good ability to lift it up. But it won't take much. I'll just, you know, drill another pilot hole, inch or two up, and we'll get these lag bolts moved up. Hopefully this video was informative. Kind of showed you how I'm planning on using this. And I think this is going to be a great addition to my firewood bag system. It needed something to keep from destroying all my pallets. I want to be able to use these over and over until, you know, they're just tired and not breaking from unloading, but, you know, just breaking because they're old. I do have quite a few pallets, but I don't want to waste time trying to get pallets all the time, and also trying to figure out a way to get rid of my broken pallets. You know, that can be kind of a pain in the butt. So I want to thank everybody for stopping in and watching this video. And maybe if you're doing firewood bags, this system, something like this, or an idea, I'm sure it can be improved upon. I'm already seeing things for myself that I need to do to improve upon it. But it's a good start. And most of this wood I got for free. Basically all I had to do was buy screws and the hardware here, and that was it. And I only had to buy 2 of these hooks because I already had 2. So yeah, worked pretty good. Now I have some work to do to get this firewood put into my front porch because I'm out of wood. So thanks for stopping in. Until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.